Everybody's screaming, everyone's crying. So what's the occasion? Well, Congresswoman Omar got voted off the Foreign Affairs Committee.
The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those in favor say no. No. It's the opinion of the chair that the ayes have it and the resolution is agreed to, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Does that remind you of anything? McCarthy yanked Omar off Foreign Affairs to pay back Pelosi for yanking his people off committees. He didn't want to do it, doesn't think it's right, but he had to do it. You can't let Democrats boot your boys off committees and turn the other cheek. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Consistency. There is nothing consistent with the Republican Party's continued attack except for the racism and incitement of violence against women of color in this body.
The chamber fills with emotion as lawmakers gather for a decisive vote that quickly captures national attention. Voices rise, applause echoes, and reactions ripple across the House floor as a resolution concerning committee assignments reaches its conclusion. The announcement confirms that Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has been removed from the Foreign Affairs Committee, triggering immediate celebration from some members and frustration from others. For supporters, the decision represents accountability and political consistency. For critics, it signals escalating partisan retaliation. The moment reflects how congressional procedure, often technical and procedural, can transform into a symbolic event representing deeper political divisions shaping modern American governance.
Good morning, everybody. Steve Dryskowski, State Representative from Mazeppa. Today we are asking the Federal Internal Revenue Service and the Minnesota Department of Revenue to review the tax filings of U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar on several grounds. I am joined by 9 Minnesota State Representatives in making these requests, and I think there's 6 here today. These representatives include Glenn Gruenhagen of Glencoe, Eric Lucero of Dayton, Shane Mecklin of Clear Lake, Tim Miller of Princeburg, Linda Runbeck of Circle Pines, Cal Barr of East Bethel, John Poston of Lakeshore, Dwayne Quam of Byron, and Jeremy Munson of Lake Crystal. We are making this request on 3 direct grounds. First, Representative Omar improperly and deliberately filed for a tax status for which she was not qualified, an illegal action in both federal and state law. The Minnesota Campaign Finance Board found on June 6th of this year that she illegally used campaign funds to pay a law firm to review her tax records. The Campaign Finance Board exposed crystal clear probable cause for a tax fraud or tax evasion investigation when they discovered that Representative Omar filed as married and filing jointly with Mr. Ahmad Hersey in 2014 and 2015. During those years, she was legally married to Mr. Ahmad Elmi. Did the illegal filing produce a lower tax liability for the couple?
Observers quickly connect the decision to earlier congressional disputes over committee removals, framing the vote as part of an ongoing cycle of political retaliation between parties. Leadership figures argue that precedent had already been established in previous sessions of Congress, making the action a matter of institutional reciprocity rather than personal targeting. Opponents strongly disagree, claiming the decision reflects broader cultural and ideological conflicts as competing narratives emerge. The event highlights how political actions are rarely interpreted in isolation. Instead, each decision becomes part of a larger storyline shaped by memory, precedent, and partisan interpretation.
Did her illegal tax filing bring her tax exemption for which she was not legally qualified? Usually people choose the tax filing status that yields them the lowest tax liability. Also, the board shared that the couple filed jointly during 2 specific years. Ilhan Omar and Ahmad Hersey have been together as a couple for 17 years. Given her record of crimes and violations of so many laws, it may be worth evaluating her claims of status in those other years as well. Second, Representative Omar lived together simultaneously with her first and second husbands at the same addresses in Minnesota and North Dakota in 2009 through 2011. The tax enforcers may need to check if she used an illegal tax filing status and obtained tax deductions, including standard deduction levels for which she was not qualified in those years. Third, we know that Representative Omar took improper kickbacks from 3 Minnesota colleges in 2017 when she oversaw their state budgets in 2017. Under campaign pressure, she returned those kickbacks in 2018. It is worth checking to see if she reported the kickbacks as income in 2017 or deducted the paybacks as expenses in 2018.
Public commentary intensifies as media personalities and political analysts frame the vote through contrasting perspectives. Some describe the moment as a turning point demonstrating renewed political assertiveness, while others warn of rising polarization within legislative institutions. Emotional reactions from lawmakers draw widespread attention, amplifying the drama beyond policy substance. The discussion expands beyond committee assignments into broader debates about fairness, representation, and political rhetoric. In an era dominated by digital media, congressional moments quickly evolve into national spectacles where emotional imagery and short video clips shape public understanding more powerfully than procedural details.
Investigation include corruption in public office and tax evasions on grounds of illegal filing status, improper deductions, concealed income from kickbacks, and improper claims for expenses. We are also aware of Representative Omar's pattern of improper conduct. She has been fined by the Campaign Finance Board for diverting campaign funds for an unpermitted political trip to Orlando. She has been directed to pay back her expenses for uncovered political trips to Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Florida, and Washington, D.C. She has been punished for conversion of campaign funds to pay for personal legal and accounting services. She has flouted laws regarding the filing of her personal financial data in a way that distorted the political campaign process. On June 25th, I asked my Congresswoman Angie Craig to launch an investigation into these improprieties. That went nowhere. She said, "Do it yourself." So on July 23rd, I asked the U.S. House Ethics Committee to investigate Representative Omar. That request is currently being reviewed by the Office of Congressional Ethics. On that same day, I launched OmarTruth.com in an effort to rally Minnesotans and Americans to help bring political pressure to bring about a congressional investigation. After 2 weeks, we have over 44,000 citizens.
Soon after, a separate press conference introduces new allegations involving tax filings and campaign finance matters connected to the Congresswoman's. State representatives announced formal requests for federal and state authorities to review financial records, citing concerns related to filing status, campaign expenditures, and potential compliance issues. Officials emphasize that their request seeks investigation rather than judgment, urging agencies to evaluate the claims independently. The announcement underscores how political accountability increasingly unfolds through overlapping legal, ethical, and media arenas where accusations themselves can significantly influence public perception even before formal conclusions are reached.
Expressing their strong desire to bring about a full investigation, and the list is growing. I will be adding today's request to the facts available on OmarTruth.com. Today, I and 9 other representatives are asking the nonpartisan federal and state tax enforcers to open investigations. We are simply asking them to do their jobs. Is everybody there? Questions, anyone?
Do state lawmakers have sway to influence the IRS or Minnesota Department of Revenue? Have you successfully asked for such things in the past? Is there a precedent?
I think certainly there's precedent, and I think it's incumbent upon us, Mary, lawmakers, the media, and others, when they see very clear, blatant violations of our laws, to find every way we can to appeal to the people who can investigate and prosecute those laws. And that's what we're doing here today.
How would a state lawmaker's request be different, though, than an average citizen? That's what I'm asking. Do you have any special sway or ability to request something?
You know, I don't think so. You know, I guess the fact that we each represent 40,000 people might be helpful. and it might be something that that those individuals take under consideration. But this gives us an ability, I think, to, in an organized, deliberative fashion, say, we have asked the Minnesota Department of Revenue to do their job. We have asked the IRS to do their job.
During the briefing, lawmakers outline multiple areas they believe warrant investigation, including tax classifications, shared residency timelines, and financial reporting practices. Questions from journalists focus on whether elected officials possess special influence when requesting federal investigations. Representatives respond that their authority mirrors that of ordinary citizens but carries added visibility due to public office. The exchange demonstrates the complex relationship between political advocacy and institutional process. While investigations require independent verification, public announcements often serve to mobilize attention and pressure, illustrating how political messaging and legal procedures frequently operate side by side.
We got here today. We don't know if they have been fully informed and appraised of these facts. After today, we can be sure that they've been fully informed and appraised of these facts.
So President Trump has an obvious place in this as the head of the...
I had a member of the Republican caucus threaten my life, and you all and the Republican caucus rewarded him with one of the most prestigious committee assignments in this Congress. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology when my life was threatened. Thank you.
Republicans are waging a blatantly Islamophobic and racist attack on Congresswoman Omar. And I've said it before, I will say it again. The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is despicable. This is just a bunch of racist gaslighting.
Could it be the way that she looks?
Time is expired.
Could it be her religious practices? This clearly isn't about what Ilhan Omar said as much as who she is. Being a smart, outspoken black woman of a Muslim faith is apparently the issue.
The GOP is now doing what it is best at, weaponizing hate against a black, beautiful Muslim woman. They turn Congress into a place of fear-mongering hate. It is so painful to watch who you all are, really.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Will not be silenced.
The gentlewoman's time has